Okay, so normally I find it hard doing stuff like this, but I just had to do this one for just some very personal reasons. We know what's after trending now is issues related to Mohbad, Malian records or music or whatever, and all that. May his soul actually rest in peace. And sometimes we wonder why Nigerians actually do what they do and all that. As at today, if you go to top 100 songs on Apple Music when it comes to Nigeria, Mohbad is number 1, followed by Burna Boy. That's his song City Boys. That's Burna Boy's same song City Boys. While Mohbad, I think his song Peace is on number 1. This same thing happened during the time of Dark Green. I happened to I dabbled into Dark Green in Abuja, and I discovered his CD somewhere where all these people sell CD plates at Wuse markets. You know, those guys were selling CD plates then, and I just put interest in the guy's album, and when I listened to it, the song was dope when Dark Green was still alive. And I actually gave some DJs, DJ Slam, then DJ Slam, some DJs started playing. They fell in love with Dark Green before Dark Green actually died. But when Dark Green died, he became very famous. We understand these things happen globally, even Tupac and the rest. Tupac and the rest. We understand these things happened. Looking at Mohbad, his Instagram followers, as at 3 days ago, he still had about 1.8 million followers. As of today, he has about 1.9 million followers. Where will the Nigerians, where will they follow him go now? Are you trying to follow him to the grave? Or where do you want to follow him to now? You were not there to follow him when he was alive, but you're trying to follow him today. It's crazy. A lot of artists have actually been struggling. On my own part, one thing I've always told people is, for every artist that comes to me, I've done music before. At least we know the stress we'll go through. So for every artist that comes to me, I try my best to see what I can do. It's like that for every individual that comes to me, except I know the help. It's actually, you're asking for is actually suspicious. It's something beyond my capacity, my ability to do at that particular time. But I try to see how I can actually help whatever it is to say. I can actually help soften whatever challenge you're going through. Mohbad may actually be, it's possible he actually gone through depression. Wrote to the police ignored the young man. Issues of threat. We are actually living in a country whereby our leaders actually suppress the masses, leaving the economy in shambles, leaving the people in a very poor state. So while we're having most of these challenges, I believe if the police, if it was the American police, for instance, got that tip or got that letter from Mohbad, I believe they would have actually gone into action to see to what he actually wrote on his letter. But in Nigeria, they probably just look at it's possible both fingers actually pointing towards Naira Marley. I'm a criminologist, so I wouldn't say yes, he actually did it. Whatever we're doing in court, so whatever we're doing when it comes to crime, we work with evidence. You get, so I'm not accusing him. He's a suspect. Fine, he's a suspect. Go to Naira Marley on Instagram. If you go to Instagram right now, I think the first thing you see on Naira Marley's page right now on Instagram is a condolence message on Mohbad. I think the next thing you will see is going to be a video of the times they actually spent together, a collection of videos mapped together of stage performances when they were together doing and all that. Sometimes when people come to us, and I respect people who don't know how true it is. Some people are actually saying they actually wanted him to take an oath of secrecy that Mohbad never wanted to take, and that's why they started haunting him. I don't know how true that is. It's left for whoever is doing the investigation to investigate. But we still wonder why Mohbad was just buried like a nobody. Was that because of, was that what his family actually wanted? Or he's not a Muslim to be buried the same day? Or is there something fishy that we need to investigate or ask questions on? Or is it because were his parents not in support of what he was actually into, and when he died it was like, let's just discard him? Maybe she would not tell him. Was that it? Or is it a kind of an advanced kind of crime that is involved here, and they were trying to actually see how they can do away with any form of evidence so that an autopsy will not be done? Or what is it? So many angles to it. We're just trying to be limited to what we're talking about. Let's not just deviate from what we're talking about. The young man is gone. Today he's topping. As I today he's actually topping in other music when it comes to Nigeria. I checked his Instagram. Thank God someone still has there's a management, so there's somebody who's still managing the Instagram, because I can say condolence message or whatever on his Instagram. He has a son left behind, a young girl, still very young. He died at 27. The girl is still very young. Probably she might just be maybe she's less than 25. Maybe she could just be 23 years old. I'm yet to see where people are actually trying to say, let's go do a GoFundMe for, somebody suggested it. Instablock or whoever suggested it, or someone suggested it. Let's do a GoFundMe to support his son and the wife he left behind. But that's not trending now. Whatever it is, do what you can at different times. As a security personnel, as an organization, as an individual, depression is taking a whole lot of people these days. Most of the accidents you see today, people just getting knocked off. It's not because some were actually drunk, some were depressed, and they were actually caught up in the thoughts they were in at that particular moment. And at that moment, they go off, they sway away, like you buried in your thoughts, and suddenly you carried away, and then you won't know when. Maybe you just, and then suddenly just the guy just gets knocked off and all that. Do what you can to help living. Not when the person die, will come too many things, that arguments here and there. I pray whatever happened, if he was killed at the place he was having an event, somebody will say, okay, let's watch that guy that was actually holding that handkerchief. We don't know. All fingers are pointing, different fingers are pointing at whatever. Somebody has got to the shrine trying to do this, whatever happens. We pray for justice for this young man. If he's actually dead, we pray for justice. And may his soul rest in peace. Rest in peace, Mohbad, if you're actually dead. Rest in peace, bro. You became more famous at your point of death, point of exit, that when you were alive, who would have never knew you today. Wherever you are, and I'm just looking at you like, what's happening to you? Or whatever it is. Whether it's an afterlife, there's reincarnation. Learn your lessons. To the upcoming artist, I understand how these things are. Sometimes the desperation in trying to be famous and all that. The desperation in trying to be famous and all that. Fame is one thing, managing fame is another thing. Managing what comes with fame is another thing. It might look, sometimes it actually looks so rosy at the onset, but when you get to the midpoint, not even the after the midpoint, at the midpoint, at times there are a whole lot attached to it. Can you manage it? Sometimes when you want to pull out from these so-called labels, wisdom needs to be applied to it. There's a lot to wisdom. Let's be mindful of the people we're actually going to business with. Some of these people are ready to sacrifice anything to keep what they're doing. Let's be careful. Rest in peace, Mohbad.